Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. It's the very next day. It is now Tuesday, May 20th. I'm proud of myself for still knowing the date, although I feel like at the end of the school year, that's the one time that you do remember the date because you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's a lot going on today, but that is just the name of the game for the week. There's a lot going on every single day, but today specifically, I really wanted to focus on the end of the year checklist, what I need to do around my classroom, what I can leave up, what has to come down. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So I know technically there is another vlog going up between yesterday's vlog, which was all about my team teacher's baby shower and the edible compost bin in science, and this vlog, because over the weekend I recorded my top 5 favorite purchases, 5 mid purchases, and 5 worst purchases from the year. So if you missed that video, go back and watch it. But I'm just jumping into another vlog because I feel like there's so much happening and I just want to be able to capture it. Today, we are continuing with EverFi in math, which is that free online financial literacy game for students. We also are going to work on our Start a Restaurant projects, and then we are doing a STEM project in science where we are building robotic hands to become candy grabbers. It kind of fits our theme for the week. I shared about this in a prior vlog, so you can go find that for the details. But we also have our senior send-off today. So this is where the seniors from our local high school that went to our campus for elementary school come back to walk the hallways one final time. So they will have a breakfast. 2 of my team teachers are going because they taught those students when they were here in elementary. And after the breakfast, they walk the hall. So we will just sit out in the hallways, like aligned on either side. That way the students can all like wave to them and whatnot as they go by. I feel like we should probably make posters or something, but I also feel like that's probably not gonna happen. Regardless, that's gonna be this morning. And then we are also doing yearbook signing, so let's chat about that real quick. For the yearbook signing, we are giving students time in homeroom classes to sign each other's yearbooks, and then we will open up all of our doors and allow all the 4th grade students to kind of intermingle and get each other to sign yearbooks. It's gonna be a crazy time, but at the same time, I love yearbook signing. Now, a lot of my students do have yearbooks, they have purchased them, but I do have students who do not have yearbooks, so I prepped something for them to have to get signatures as well. So these are just little mini yearbooks that I made in Canva. I literally just added a border, a background image, text box. They're gonna write their name here. They can color in the front if they want. And then the inside just has pages for signatures, like all the pages are exactly the same. And I printed 2 pages front and back, folded it over, and then just stapled it on the side. So it was quick and easy to throw together, but these will be for any students who do not have yearbooks. That way they can still collect signatures. And then I do have my yearbook as well that I'm gonna set up on my back table with some of my Flair pens, and that way I will have like all of my homeroom students sign it in the front and all of my switch students sign it in the back. Now let's talk about the end of the year checklist. It's been like this at every school I've taught at. If you're a teacher, you know, toward the end of the year, you usually get a checklist. If you go to a meeting, it might be on bright colored paper, which is nice because it helps you not lose it because the end of the year is just all around hecticness. Or it might be an email checklist. Regardless, usually you have to complete all the tasks, get certain signatures from certain staff members, and turn it in at the end of the year in order to officially sign out and start your summer. In addition to the paper checklist, I also have been creating my own checklist through Google Tasks. That way, next year, I have something to reference because there are a few things not on the school checklist that are just on my checklist that I want to do. So I'm going to read you through the items. I also will put a screenshot of it on the screen. That way you can see and reference it. Obviously, every school is different, but it might give you some ideas. Some of the first things I have on my list are things that I can do like in advance. Schedule an end of the year email to families. This will be an email that goes out either on the last day or second to last day of school. I haven't quite decided, but just thanking families for all of their support, letting them know like, hey, I'm always here if you or your student needs anything, etc. That's on my list to get done today. Create end of the year slideshow. I actually have already done that. Basically, I just took all of the photos on my phone that were of my students, put them all into an album on Google Photos, and then I'm just gonna click the slideshow button and it will automatically cycle through the photos. I'm gonna have that going on the last day of school during our bye-bye breakfast. I just combined both of my classes. I didn't make separate ones. Send home family fridge photos. These are things that involve like stuff that's got to go home with students. So I have a spot in my classroom that I call the 4 Emerson class family fridge. They are just these wire grids I have on the wall. At the beginning of the year, my students all brought in a family photo. That way our classroom felt a little more like home. And then on the other side, I would put any drawings or things that they made me. But I took down those photos and I actually put them in Tuesday folders, which are going home today. Send home math and science notebooks, check and check. I sent home science notebooks on Friday and then math notebooks on Monday. Send home Tuesday folders, that's happening today, and my students know they're gonna keep them, they're not bringing them back. Send home Chromebooks and chargers, that will happen tomorrow, the second to last day of school, and then my students are not bringing them on the very last day, but they do keep their Chromebooks and chargers over the summer. Cubby clean out, that's gonna happen tomorrow as well, with the exception of students who are leaving early for one reason or another, and that involves them taking out everything from their cubby, and I actually have a slide, I'll put a screenshot of that as well, that gives them directions of what to do. So hey, if you find any of my class library books, please return them. Trash goes in the trash can or recycling bin. Anything you want to keep and take home. So I have a lot of students that have kept sticky notes I've given them throughout the year and they have them stuck inside of their cubby. If they want to keep those, they can put them in their backpack to take home. They will then bring me their empty book bin, which has been inside of their cubby, and those are going to get packed up and cleaned out and all of that. Send home lanyards and ID tags. My students each have a lanyard that matches the color of their house and then an ID tag that they use to purchase lunch, check out books, etc. They will keep those and take them home over the summer. Give students end of the year gifts. I'm doing that tomorrow, Wednesday. Send home report cards. Those will go home with students on the very last day of school, but they are already stuffed and ready to go. Put wobble stools on top of cabinets. So now we are into the things that have to do with actually like packing up the classroom that don't necessarily involve my students. Most of these will probably happen on Thursday, that very last day. Cover bookshelves. So I don't need to actually take the books off of the shelf. I just need to cover it with paper. That way the whole bookshelf can be moved around. Pack up technology, and that does include taking out batteries. So for example, I have a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse for my IFP. I need to take the batteries out of those and have them just kind of stored up by the IFP. Move furniture to corner of the room. So basically any items that are on the floor, so like my students' trap tables, their chairs, it's all gonna get pushed into one corner. That way when they clean the carpets, they can clean one side of the room, move it all, clean the other side. Next, we are into things that I can kind of have my students help with on that very last day. Clean whiteboards. I actually already did that yesterday when my students took their science notebooks out. I think I earlier said I sent science home on Friday and then math home on Monday. It was the opposite. I sent math home on Friday, science home on Monday. When they took those out yesterday, I went ahead and collapsed the organizers and I took out the dry erase pockets and whiteboards. I've already cleaned all of them and packed them away in a drawer. Organized library books. I will have my students just go through. They've done a pretty good job, so I don't think this will take too long, but just making sure the books are all in the right bins and whatnot to make it easier for me next year. Sharpen colored pencils. So I have a drawer of colored pencils that my students use. I'm gonna have someone go through and just kind of sharpen them all. Same with any like straggler pencils that are kind of out and about, just kind of getting those ready to go for next school year. But otherwise, that is it for now. Although let me consult my like formal checklist. I will need to turn in my completed pink and blue cards. So we have a card for each student that we fill out and they use those to create classes. Those are done, I just have to take them to the office, but I'm gonna do that when I turn in all of my stuff. Clear off top of teacher's desk completely. Well, I don't have a teacher's desk, I just have this and it's already cleared off, but I will clear off this cart just a little bit, pack some of it up. Do not leave items on top of cubbies, only use containers in cubbies like a milk crate. So once the cubbies are cleaned out, I can actually put like whole containers, so like those black containers that I have from Big Lots, I think, I can put those inside of the cubby with things inside. So once the cubbies are cleared out, I can start to put things in there, but I cannot have anything on top. Items on the ground must be boxed and easily moved by custodians. Tile and carpet will be cleaned. So down here, I know it's probably hard to see, but I have an entire big Sterlite tub that is completely empty. That way, any like little odds and ends that I need to tuck into there, I can, and that way it's nice and easy for custodians to move. After the last day, place unwanted furniture outside your door with the word surplus written in blue tape. I do have one chair that has just kind of sat in the corner all year that I'm gonna get rid of. So that will happen on the very last day of school. Keep black laminated classroom photo backer and headshot with backer in a safe place if you're staying. Those are pictures out in the hallway, and all I need to do is like take the class photo down and then keep the backer. So that's easy. Return nut allergy signs and nurse passes to our nurse. That will be like last day of school, because obviously up until then I might need them. And then allow students to take home lanyards. That's gonna happen tomorrow. Complete textbook inventory document. I haven't gotten that yet, but that'll be a quick, easy thing. So it feels good. I feel like I can breathe now that like the baby shower is over. Now when I look at the rest of the week, I'm like, okay, it's not so bad. Just crank through a little bit each day and we will get there. Now I'm gonna try to schedule that email to go out to families for the end of the school year this morning before my students come in, because during my planning time, I am doing a Starbucks run for my team and the teacher who baked the cupcakes for the baby shower, because I always reflect on experiences like yesterday with the baby shower, and after the fact, I'm always like, Michelle, like you're such a pain sometimes, just because I know I can be very controlling and particular with things, and that's not always the most pleasant to be around. And so at the baby shower, I just worry, I'm like, oh, did I rub anyone the wrong way because I took too much control of it? And I don't know, I think too much.
I've been controlling animals since I was 6.
But as a result, I texted my team last night. I was like, thank you for putting up with me and my craziness. I appreciate you. Let me treat you to Starbucks tomorrow. So I'm gonna go do a Starbucks run, grab them some coffees, and ordinarily I would do it in the morning, but because I get here like an hour and 15 minutes before most of my team teachers, I didn't want the coffees to sit. So I'm gonna run out during my planning time. That way they are nice and fresh. And let me show you, if you do coffee runs, something you need to grab. I have shown this before when I was organizing science materials for investigations. This is a CADDY. I technically got it from Michael's. It has 6 compartments, and I will use it to organize like group supplies. And it's super handy because I can just walk around and then pass it out. But this is also perfect for holding drinks. And I know a lot of drink places will give you drink carriers, but a lot of times they will only hold like 4 drinks. I love that this one holds 6. It has a nice, easy handle. It's sturdy. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna take this with me. That way I can stash all the drinks in here and I don't have to worry about spilling them, because that is definitely something that I would do and it would just ruin my entire day. And I just realized I never explained like what we're allowed to keep up versus what we're not. So I'm staying in the same classroom next year, and we have a little more leniency this year with how we pack things up, because after next year, we have to pack up everything. We are getting new flooring throughout our school, and as a result, we have to take down everything in our classrooms, even though it's just the flooring, because of all of the construction, and when they pull stuff up, it gets in the air. We have to take down everything from our walls, pack everything up into boxes. I will basically have an empty classroom. And because of that, our admin this year is like, look, we're allowing you to kind of leave a little more up. So for example, I can leave up all of the stuff on this back board. I can leave up things that I've stapled into the walls. I can leave up like bulletin board kind of stuff. Obviously, I might want to cover it just so it's protected, but I am allowed to leave all that up. Basically, I can't have anything on top of the cubbies. All of the stuff in the classroom has to be pushed into one corner and be easy to move. And I need to clear off like tabletops, but otherwise I can leave a lot of the stuff up on the walls. I know that that's not the case everywhere, but I am lucking out this year. Next year, not so much, because I'm gonna have to pack up the entire thing. It is now Tuesday after school, so I want to show you kind of the current state of my classroom and talk about what still has to get done. These are the bins underneath of the organizer by my front door. So tomorrow, after I send home Chromebook chargers, these will all get packed up and stacked together. I did get my calendar taken down. These are taped to the whiteboard and they're just gonna stay up. I am gonna pack away my little timer, the wireless doorbell piece, and then I still need to pack up the star jar, and then I have my multiplication fact flashcards out because any little bits of spare time my students love to play around the world. One of the things I will do tomorrow is take my math flex bins and place them into cubbies, which, speaking of which, originally, I was gonna have my students clean out their cubbies tomorrow, but we had time today, so I went ahead and had them clean out their cubbies. I took out all of the book bins, stacked them. I did like clean the inside and whatnot. So tomorrow, they will be taking home the rest of the materials from their cubbies, and some of those black bins will go in there, which I did already start putting some bins in at the end. These are the larger black bins, so I just turned them on their side, and then I also have that filing box. But otherwise, I did pack up my turn-in bins from the back counter. I obviously have some cleaning supplies out. We can leave things on the counter, so I have stacked up all of the book bins from the cubbies. Those will stay back there along with my clipboards. And then on top of the cubbies, I did end up moving, so that bin that's stacked up there, I moved that over on top of the other bin in order to clear out the space on top of that tall cabinet. That is where most of my wobble stools will go. But otherwise, I don't have a ton left. You know, there's little odds and ends I need to do. I have started piling up some things from like my front desk and little trinkety type items that are all gonna go in one of those Sterlite bins. That will kind of be the big odds and ends bin. And then I mentioned covering up my bookshelves, moving furniture into one corner of the room, but otherwise that's pretty much it. And most of that is gonna take place on Thursday, like in the afternoon after the bye-bye breakfast. So we're looking good, and I feel good, especially considering next year it's not gonna be so easy, but that's a problem for next year, Mrs. Emerson. In terms of the day, overall, it was another great day. The senior send-off this morning was great, and one of my students, their cousin was graduating, and they had a big blown up thing of their head, which was really funny.
I'm the bobblehead.
Yearbook signing went well. I got all of my students to sign my yearbook. I just had it at the back table. I called them back alphabetically. And meanwhile, I was signing their yearbooks. I just had them stack them up. That way I could take my time and write very personalized messages. When we did the whole grade level signing, I prioritized signing other students' yearbooks. For example, students that were in my small group for house days. And then I just signed my classes when they were in with me during class. But I feel good that that is all done and checked off. The STEM project that we did today with the robotic hand was awesome. My students are so into it. I will definitely do this year after year. It's a fantastic project. Let me go ahead and pull one and kind of show you what students have created so far. So I will say they did not have a ton of time today. They're gonna have more time tomorrow, but I'm really proud of them and what they've come up with so far. So this is one example. They have the thumb and one of the fingers working, or the phalanges, as we have been saying, but when you pull on the string, it will grasp. It's so cool. I'm so proud of them. They've been so into it. So highly recommend the Candy Grabber Robotic Arm Challenge. I forget the name, but I will link it for you if you are interested. And then other highlight, I've been slowly getting rid of my snacks. I had some cookies left from our Prime party last week. Those are gone. I got rid of the rest of the gummy worms. I got rid of the rest of the banana chips and the Frosted Flakes today, just kind of divvying them out as snacks. And I did have 2 students yesterday that missed the edible compost bin, so I pulled them to the back table and did that with them. So we're slowly clearing out the snacks, which is good. And I know that tomorrow is gonna be another great day. Tomorrow we've got the Pringles challenge where they're gonna try to build a ring. We're gonna finish the robotic hands, and I'm doing my class candy awards tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna vlog tomorrow because I've already covered all of that in previous vlogs where I've talked about the activities that we're doing. And I really just wanna make sure that I'm present and focused tomorrow on soaking up as much of the time with my students as I can, because tomorrow is my last day with my Switch class, and then Thursday, it's such a weird day because it's the bye-bye breakfast and then most of my students will leave. So I'm trying to really now soak up as much as I can, because now that a majority of the work is done, the stress is slowly kind of easing away, and now the sadness is kicking in where I'm like, I can't believe I'm about to say goodbye to them. But you know what helps with sadness? Everything but cakes. Our PTA, so sweet, provided these for us today. So this will be my little treat so I can eat my feelings tonight when I'm sad that the year is ending. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. The next video, if you've been keeping track, is gonna be vlog 100 of my Falling in Love with Teaching Again series. I can't believe it has already been 100 vlogs, but we'll chat more about that in the next video. For now, as always, thank you for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, and I will catch you in the next one.